Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com. It is February 7th, 2010. There was a huge sprint event today, or rather a hugely hyped sprint event today. A lot of people were expecting a lot of things, crazy tablets, iPhone 5, reports that obviously not that they would be launching an iPhone 5 at this point, but that they would be confirming that they would have iPhone hardware in the future. There was a lot of speculation coming into this. And there were some leaks pretty much right before the event, and they were pretty much spot on. There was one thing and one thing only announced at this event. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kyocera Echo. So this is an Android phone. It runs 2.2 Froyo. It has some standard components inside, a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, 5 megapixel camera with flash and 720p video recording, EVDO Rev A, and Wi-Fi. Obviously this is CDMA because it's on Sprint network, but no WiMAX, which is kind of a bummer. This is supposed to be a new top-of-the-line phone for them, and it's a little surprising to me that they didn't include WiMAX, which is something, their 4G service that they've been highly touting. So that's about it. Take care, guys. Well, that's not the whole story, actually. This isn't just an Android phone. It actually has not one, but two 3.5-inch WVGA displays. When you bring that together, that's screen real estate equating to 4.7 inches, 800 by 960 pixels. That's a lot of real estate to work with. So there are three use cases that you can use this phone for. One, that's one screen mode. Normal Android phone, normal experience that you'd expect. Basically the way this phone works is it has two displays and it has a hinge, so when it's closed you only see one display, and it looks like any other candy bar phone such as an iPhone or whatnot. Obviously not that thin. So there's your first use case. The second use case is two screens when it's fully flat and it's together, sort of like one big screen, one big tablet-esque type thing, or rather a 4.7-inch tablet. I use that word very lightly. So you can have apps that extend all the way across. It's pretty cool. But there's a third use case which I find kind of pretty cool, actually. Kind of like the Nintendo DS, you can have one screen flat and one screen sort of tilted at an angle, allowing for more ergonomic text input, game controls, etc., whatever developers choose to use. So extending the screen is pretty nice. There are several different ways that they've designed this to work. You can use one screen to browse all your email, let's say. The bottom screen you can go through the list, and in the top screen you can see the message body and all the stuff of the selected email, sort of like the way any sort of mail client works these days. It's pretty cool on a PC. I mean, pretty cool thing. Also, you could do pretty much multitasking. One screen to watch a video, and the other to update Facebook or Twitter. So while you're watching this YouTube video right now, if you had the Echo, on the bottom you could be tweeting or reading your Facebook feed, which is all pretty exciting. And again, I alluded to this when I talked about the ergonomics. You could have one screen for the game controls, let's say a virtual keypad, but instead of, covering up the real estate that the developer has for their game, one screen can just be those controls, the bottom one probably, and then the top screen can be for watching the game. And exactly what's happening. And both screens are touch, by the way, so developers can do a lot of crazy things with that. That's what they're calling simultasking. So it's kind of like multitasking, but it's more of a multitasking view that you would expect on an actual computer, a Mac, PC, even a Linux box. So that's really what it's designed for, and that's really where they're coming after this. The Echo is a very revolutionary product. Now it has a dual screen app manager, so you'll be able to I think it's like a double click or some gesture, and you can see the open apps you have on the top and bottom screen, which is pretty cool. And they also have an SDK coming soon for devs so that they can develop for this platform and create and launch apps that will take advantage of either that extended screen real estate or having controls on the bottom and gameplay at the top, or whatever you would like as well. So two screens, and we know the screen takes up a lot of the juice for the battery. So how's performance? Battery life, they say, and this is on pre-production units, who knows exactly how good or bad this will be on final release units, but it's said to be comparable to other smartphones on the market. So you're expecting basically a day of battery performance out of this. Now one thing that kind of got me, on one hand good because you have it, but on the other hand bad because maybe that means the performance isn't that great. It ships with an extra battery and an external battery charger. So, sort of like the way a lot of digital cameras work these days, you can plug the little charger in and then plop the battery in there, and you can charge the spare battery. And then when you switch to put some fresh juice into your phone, let's say, you can recharge the other one. So it's a very efficient way to get, have that handled. Again, they say that battery life will be comparable to smartphones on the market today. So this is just an extra gesture. If you're an extremely heavy user and you use it sort of as if it was a laptop, let's say, and you're constantly using both screens, interacting and such. So there's no firm release date on this. It's supposed to be about $190 when it comes out, of course, that it will be on a 2-year Sprint contract without WiMAX, by the way. I think I mentioned that 4G thing before. That's the one thing I'm kind of disappointed about. If I could change 2 things about this device, rather, WiMAX I probably would want to see in there, although trying to get battery performance down with 2 screens and WiMAX would probably be a nightmare for Kyocera. And also the 1 GHz Snapdragon. I would have liked, even though they're using the 2nd gen Snapdragon processor, I would have liked to see maybe a 1.2 GHz or maybe dual core. But again, all that would have been a big strain on the battery performance, which is again going to take a hit because of that 2-screen design. So maybe the Echo 2 will see some of more of a spec bump. But as of now, I can't wait to get my hands on this really revolutionary device. Hopefully this spring I'll have something for you. I'm Michael Sherlock from michaelsherlock.com. Do you think this was worth the hype? Is this phone revolutionary, or is it just another thing that, has a lot of hype and then will slowly fade down into the abyss of who cares? I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments section below. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.